The Etruscans smile in their tombs. The debate is over. The wrangling over the purple weeds absurd. A cloud descends. Words forgotten. Images blur. It is finality, finally. We whisper in our sleeves and dream our parking lot landscapes where the dead remembered always yet cease to not be. Gentle or rough, tender or not, the going is gone and night has come. I sleep against you, stone to stone, eyes lipping the sunrise. I see your world of narrow tunnels, you see mine. The fantasy of each other, solid after so much transformation. Years of desire's pain, the guilt of need, the teeth of bitter want, and the ceaseless gnawing of beauty and pleasure, the outward and onward, the feast and the fire, the burning forest roaring to ash and soot. All this vanishes. Dying, being dead, you wrap yourself thoroughly in your personal narrative. The story clings to your eyelids. There, now, astonished, embracing the harmless vanity of having been alive. All right, and I did a series of poems with a local artist, and I was going to make color reproduction so people can see, but I'm a cheap man. And color photographs are really, color copies are expensive, so I didn't do that. But I'm going to read them, and then later, if you want, come check it out. You know, it's much cheaper that way, and much more honest too. I'm not forcing it on you. So these are 3 poems. It's called Notes Toward a Personal Bestiary, and pretty much I did this because I wanted to use the word bestiary. It's awesome. I wish we still had those. I'm looking at you, Sean.
Okay.
1. The sense of music interned as eyes flower, a substantial scent entwined and twisting his leaves, depart like butterflies, the pale wood of your resonant mouth. It is knowing the animals of your personal mythology, rugged, framed in sunlight. Reality passes through us, a fantasy of wind and shadow. The elaborate nerves of not me strafing the sky. Blossoms of cursive writing the final reality of claw and print. Noticing the absolutes maybe, the scribble of frame, or the flutes, the winds play in both trees and lung. 2. The mouth is an engineer of feather bridges, harmonies of cello curling digital stream. Alone is a gap between us, closing. The key of calling holding upward, no cradle moon over us. The fur of my neck distills the otherwise of sorrow. No one is as gentle as I am. The instinct of you held to eyes, pleading. 3. Alienated waters allows for the weightless swim of bodies loosened from the grim definition of pull. Frameless imagination, wild, scales us sprouting, fins, tails, horns. The instance of water, wilderness of degrees, our eye a shine upon the limitless, a secretive push through water, absolving our grief of ourselves. We are half angles, half curves, lit out across the world with only a personal design to save us. Kind of leave these here. I'm going to end the poetry part by reading a few that have just recently appeared in the working papers. Is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about? Working papers?
Yep.
Yeah. And these, actually I think I'm going to read two of them. These two poems are from a longer series that I'm writing called The Book of Philosophers. And this one is called Epicurus, Eating Alone, Observes Swerving Atoms. We have nothing to hope, nothing to fear. The endless perambulation of space continues like goats on a barren hillside. Don't fear God. I find an empty table. Don't worry about death. The random action of humanity, whose courses even the gods cannot predict, leaves me here, sighing over my celery. Friends are the experts of deflection. The hum of their voices soulful with atoms keeps my occupation abstract as gossip among the grasses. The wind and the ants' antennae whisper unconscious phenomena. What is good is easy to get. What is terrible is easily suffered. Being alone, the viscous atmosphere weighs heavy as silk. Don't fear God. Regard the javelin. If it pierces a heart, we are broken. If it passes through, we were never whole. The human heart is an infinite wound. Somewhere a love of mine may swerve in that creative accident of appearance, swerve with illogical tongues and sit beside me, beloved anomaly, speaking through the boisterous wind of solitude, cracking my stillness. I will offer you honey. I will say, do not fear God. I will say, do not fear death. What is good is simple and endures. I will offer you honey, not too much, just enough wild aberration to make your lips shine. And then, on the island of Lesbos, Aristotle befriends a mollusk. 1. Standing on the silted beach where cold water makes a clear sound through rock and pebble, salt cracking its teeth on barnacle, Aristotle blinks against the wind while his imagination absorbs the Phrygians and Lydians toward the rising sun. It's the clarity which cuts his eyes, makes a spark from the sun. Waves taste the shore, uncertain of poison. Qualities and substances abound like flies and ants and bees. Motion curls in the air like seaweed. Statements rise from the morphemes of the ocean's mist. A friend, he thinks, is what you recognize. 2. Pistols aggravate the solidity of the corona. Virginity has left Aristotle alone to lip-lock petals of night flowers. It's a matter of blood or no blood, like an erection, he thinks. In his hand, the bloodless mollusk trembles like a fig leaf. This is no Cartesian clockwork. I've got better things to do than be a rootless plant. Thought is a reflection of motion, choice in the labyrinths of left, right, or center, in which, and thusly, the mind is an animation of wind, drawn slightly to the right, like Apollinaire's rain. Movement is the logic of sunrise, and night wanderers making Mars from a molehill. I don't suppose you could polish my pearl, said the mollusk. 3. Thought is a scale of potential, which is not stasis. I'm not here yet, Aristotle told the shelled thing in his hand. I'm sure something is waiting for me. Picture this, said the mollusk. The sky is now a nutrient backwash. The tides are their own faith. Given a misanthropic vision, trees twirl to the heavens. Motion is a matter of patience. The wind lifted Aristotle's hair. One must be prepared, he thought, casting the mollusk back to the sea. Thought is not a manifestation. You have to take it where you can get it. What we have is what we can't see. Keep your pearl. My shell unlocks empty. And